I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. Oh, it's so hot. I was just tanning here. It's really nice. Hit me up if you got any Q&A. And now I can use my other phone too, so I can look up stuff. Oh, but I don't have internet on it because it's got no SIM card. I don't have internet. Hello, Fabrizio. But I made a cool playlist. I made a playlist called, you probably can't see this, called Live Favorites. Yeah, Rashid, what's up? Oh, I haven't watched your video yet of your original, Rashid. Sorry, I'll get to it, man. I forgot about it. I'll watch it. I know you sent me a thing to watch it. Yeah, and in this live thing, I got about 16 tracks of like all the live things I like. Hey, The Weeknd. Yeah, I've always had them in my list of songs, but I never put them together in just like a live section. So I made a live section, which is pretty cool. First comment, hey Fabrizio. I'm not that much in a singing mood today, or right now, but I might get in it. We'll see. Yeah, wouldn't mind chatting a bit though. If you guys got anything nice for me. The Weeknd says, you got some nice runs, I ain't gonna lie. Thank you very much, man. That's what I do. What it do, Jim? What it dizzoo? What it do? You're so black. Nah. Rashid. We all wanna be black, man. We know it. We'll want to have them runs. Rashid says, if someone says someone singing is dragging, what can they be saying? Dragging. I've never heard that term. But drag, it's like usually negative. So it could mean something negative, like dragging in timing. It has a meaning, like you're slow, you're not in time. You're taking too long. So it could mean something like slow, too slow. Rashid. I'm offended. You said black, I'm out. Lol jokes. I know, hey. It's kind of funny, like when I do my YouTube, I think about certain things, because like if you say words like nigger, if you think black people get offended, but like since I was like 13, 14, I've been listening to my favorite singers and rappers say nigger in their tracks. And it's like, oh, am I supposed to not say that when I'm doing a cover? It's like Tank always says nigger. And all my favorite rappers like Ludacris, DMX, Busta Rhymes, Twista, like they always say that. It's like, am I supposed to not say that when I do it? And sometimes I've not said it and I'll say brother instead. But I'm thinking in my head, like, do my black audience, my black viewers care about that? Like, do you care if you're black? I mean, Rashid, you're black. Do you care if I say nigger when I rap or sing? Or is that just a thing? Like, that certain people care about and other people don't care about, like most shit. You know what I mean? Is that just a stereotype that all black people think if a white person says it, that oh, let's get him, you know, we're not allowed to say it. Kind of like how gays say, how some gays, I think it's a stereotype, how some gays think if I say queer or gay or fag or something, when they say it, it's okay. But if you're not gay, you're not allowed to say it. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Rashid? Tell me. Do you give a shit if I say stuff like that? Like, obviously, I'm not being derogatory. I'm just singing or rapping as it is in the tracks. Fahim, hey. Yes, finally found you live. Haha. I was literally watching your latest tank video that I commented earlier. Oh, nice. Nicholas Alvarez says, you were born with a great voice, or so you make it sound good? Great question, Nicholas. All right, go to my website, rnbsinginglessons.com, like RN for Nelly. And on the top, a couple down on the menu, you'll see it says Singing Transformation, My Singing Transformation. So go to that and watch the first video, or watch any of those videos, and you'll see my old voice compared to my new voice. And you can make a judgment yourself if you think I used to sound good before. I think I was an amateur before. I had some things, maybe I was like a 4 out of 10, and now I'm like an 8 out of 10. Okay, so that's how I like to use numbers. So you can check that out for yourself, man. I definitely think that I made it sound what it sounds like today, with about 500 hours of practice. But watch the transformation. I got the proof for you there. There's no other teacher that has this proof. The only teacher that has that proof, so check it out. The Weekend says, is oral memory important when it comes to singing? If so, how you improve it? Yeah, you improve it through singing and listening. So you combine both. To learn to sing, for me, or like generally, you can't get away from using oral. Like you have to listen to learn to sing. So I train people to sing by ear. I don't train them to sing by looking at notes. So the way that I learn to sing and teach people to sing is to listen to something and then copy it. And then what I do, my main role is teaching them how to copy it. So if someone tries to copy, they usually make mistakes. So what I do is I tell you, you're making this mistake, you need to be more like this. And then I give them maybe a correction. Now, other than giving you a correction, what you do is you make things smaller. So to train your oral memory, which is your singing memory as well, to be able to do like 20 note runs like I do, or memorize every note in a song like I do, what you got to do is you got to train small pieces so that you can grasp them. So let's say you train one note at a time. It's the smallest thing you can do, one note at a time. Now, if you train one note at a time, you have less to think about. And with less to think about, you can memorize that one note. And then you move on to 2 notes, 3 notes, and then gradually you get to the point where you can learn and memorize a phrase and sing it back accurately. For example, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. It's 8 notes. All right, you can get to the point where you memorize those 8 notes by starting with that one note. That's the key. Starting with one note, stretching it out, getting it exactly right. Then you build up, happy, 2 notes, okay? You build up. Same with runs. You see me do 20 note runs or whatever. It all started with me training, started with me training small runs like that, small 3 note runs. Then 5 note runs, and 7 note runs, and 9 note runs, and 10 note runs, and 13 note runs, and 15 note runs, 17 note runs, 20 note runs, 25 note runs, 28 note runs, 30 note runs. You get my flow? You start small, you listen, you copy. Maybe you have a teacher that might help you fix your mistakes if you're making mistakes. You gradually build up to more and more content at a time. Fahim, what are we talking about here now? Yeah, I'm just answering the questions, but I know you're coming in live. It's probably weird. Rashid says, I don't care about it, lol. That's what I thought. But some blacks will be ready to start a riot over that word. Nigga, smack my head. Okay, I thought so. I thought it's just the stereotype and that there's just some people that care about it and some that don't. That's what I thought. Thank you for confirming that, Rashid. Fahim, there has been a video about the N-word. Some white guy on a red cap made it. You should check it out. Send me the link, Fahim. Maybe not here. Send it to another video because I lose these live comments that you make as soon as I end the video. Nicholas, you were born with a great voice, so you make it sound good. Yeah, I answered that, Nicholas. go to rnbsinginglessons.com and check my transformation. The link is in the description of this video for the website. Check my singing transformation and you can see. Fahim says, P.S. I am already in love with Tank. Man, when I found Tank, ooh, I was mind blown. I found him and then like, I didn't really notice him because my voice and my ear was so basic. I didn't really notice that much for some reason. And then a year or 2 or 3 passed, I think. I had a song called Race Against Time by Tank and Ja Rule because I used to love Ja Rule. And so what I did was, a few years later, I was listening to the song again. It was on an old CD that I'd burnt, like a compilation CD. And me and Karim were listening to it, me and my brother. And then both of us were like, who the hell is that? And like, I knew the song, I knew the voice, but I never focused on it because we never really, like, this was after the phase where we'd started learning runs and learning about singing in more detail. And then me and Karim were both like, shit, this guy is like killing it. He's doing like what Craig David's doing, what Wanye's doing, what Cisco's doing, what all of our favorite artists were doing. And then we looked him up and we found out that he had a hit song called Please Don't Go. And that's the song that we found, and that song was from 2007. And he had another hit song called Maybe I Deserve, etc. So that's when we found him. It might have been 2008 that we found him, 2009, I think, 2010, I'm not sure. But when we found him, we were mind blown, and we just found all of his music. And we listened to that album, Sex, Love, Pain. And get that album for him, Sex, Love and Pain, the first one. It's from 2007. And here's the new chapter. Fahim says, you were an 8 out of 10 before, and now you're 1 million out of 10, bro. Hashtag truth. Thank you, bro. I love your comment. It's amazing, bro. I think I'm like between an 8 and a 9. Because you got to remember, I'm comparing myself to Tank and Wanye. So if they're the best, they would be 10 and I would be like an 8. Maybe. You know what I mean? I got to look at it that way. But thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Lovely comment. Korn says, hey guys. Hey Korn, haven't seen you before. Fahim says, e-training is so important. That's how I got better at runs in the first place. Each notes have to be dead precise. Yes, very good for him. I will say, you do have a fair amount of genetic talent because you told me you picked up the Zaccardi Cortez. You told me you picked that up without slowing it down. If that's true that you did that without slowing it down, you have a pretty good level of genetic talent. I would say you're probably like, on the genetic scale of talent, if my brother Karim is like an 8 and Mozart is like a 10, you would probably be like a 5 or a 6, man, on the genetic talent scale. And that's pretty high. For me, I would have called myself a 2. So the fact that you can pick that shit up, you know, some people have genetic talent at some parts of music, like some of the elements. Some can do vibrato, but some can't do runs, like my sister, for example. Some have a beautiful tone very early, like my sister, but some can't pick up runs and other details, like my sister, but my brother could. So we're on like different levels. So definitely, man, it's e-training and yeah, training. You can make up for e-training with slow motion training and chunking training, which is where you break things into tiny bits. That's what chunking is. Korn says, my stream has chilies. Join me for a burrito. Okay. Chili's is life. I like a bit of chili, not too much. I do like my vegan burritos from Guzman y Gomez. The veggie burrito with no cheese, no sour cream. Fabrizio, one pointless question. But I would like to know, do you know Trey Kennedy? Yes, I know Trey Kennedy. I only know Trey Kennedy because one of my students was learning wanted to learn one of his songs. And he learned one of his runs. You can look up that student. It's on one of my videos. You look in my website and you can see my student transformations. And he's like a white guy, really attractive, nice hair like this, young, like 22. And it says, sings beautifully at end, or something like that. Ooh, I don't know if that was a Trey Kennedy song though. But one of our videos, we did a Trey Kennedy song, so you can check that out. You probably find it. But I don't think I wrote Trey Kennedy in the description. Jim says, this guy's trolling. Korn. Jim says, ever thought of having more guests on your channel like what Carl's doing? Yeah, that's a cool idea. I guess I'm in the early stages where I was just meeting new people, and sometimes I'll do an occasional chat. Like I had a chat with Tristan, and I did it online a little bit. But we had a private chat as well. So Carl's actually invited me to do a chat with him, and he scheduled me in to do a chat in March. So I'm going to do that. I did a lesson with Carl, but that's private. I didn't upload that publicly. Or did I? No, I didn't upload the lesson. We uploaded a talk that we done together already. I've talked with Greg. I've talked with Fahim, like in chat. I talked with Greg on video chat, but that's all like private. That was just recently, the other day. That was really fun. Yeah. Have I reached out to guests and stuff? No, not really, because I guess you can get to know them pretty well from the YouTube videos. So I guess I just like to watch the YouTube videos and get to know them. I was wanting to do one with Rebecca Vocal Athlete, but I didn't ask her. I asked her for a lesson, and then I didn't follow up and do that because I wanted the lesson on my falsetto and head and high voice and stuff like that. But I didn't follow up. But I did want to do just a general chat with her, but I don't know if I wanted to post that. That would just be like a private chat, I guess. But yeah, I haven't thought of it more than that, Jim. It's cool, but I guess everyone's really kind of shows what they do on their channels. So I didn't really see a point to it other than like privately to meet them and have a private chat. That's nice, you know. Rashid says, what is the worst trolling you've had to deal with during your time on YouTube? I don't know if you call it trolling, but sometimes I would get really harsh comments like, this guy is shit, or something like that. That used to hurt a lot, like when I would first get it. If by trolling you mean people that have kind of no name and no videos, yeah. So sometimes people would say things, but I always enjoyed it. Like, I did enjoy the questions and the comments because, believe it or not, they actually gave me great video ideas. And they make me rethink my courses. It's really weird, but when I answer the questions of trolls, even if it's like I answer them and it's like a blowout and it's all like this whole negative type of feeling when you're doing it, later it'll give me ideas because I'm answering questions. I'm digging deep into my knowledge, right? And when I'm digging into my knowledge, sometimes it makes me think of better ways to explain things, even to people that aren't being trolls, you know, because sometimes people that are trolls are hard to convince because they really believe strongly in that way. But I see them like as a challenge to try to convince them. I'm like, okay, I do believe that education is the key to a better world and to better singing, of course, but even just to a better world. So it makes me think, I just need to find the way to educate this person to get through to them. All right, it's either going to be an intellectual way or a emotional way. So from what I've studied in like psychology stuff, people are a mix of emotional and intellectual, and like as in your beliefs, how you live is based on those two things combined. So in some areas of our life we're very intellectual, and in some areas we're very emotional, and in some areas we're a blend of both. So I like practicing dealing with trolls by answering them in detail because I find it helps me create better arguments if I'm keeping an open mind. I've got to keep the mind that this person is not just a complete idiot, that this person is someone that actually wants to get better themselves. And if I want to call myself a teacher, I've got to keep myself ready to be like, I don't care who I'm dealing with or how stupid I initially think they am, which is my emotional part. I've got to use my intelligent part and be like, people get better when they have education. Look at the world today. Everyone knows how to wear clothes and knows how to use electronics and blah, 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 right? And we're only like that because of education, because we can still find people that are tribal that don't have those things that can better your life, all right? So it's got to do with education. So that just means you have to find the way to get to that person. You have to find the argument that gets to them, whether it's emotional or intelligent, if you think you know better than them, all right? If I don't know an answer to the question, I'll say I don't know. I'm not a specialist in that area, but I'll say what I do know, and if I think I'm right, I'll argue, all right? And part of arguing is asking people why they believe the way they believe, and that really helps me understand where they're coming from, so I can have a better way to sort of help them with their knowledge. So I treat trolls like they're just a person that wants to learn something, but they're coming at you emotionally. So that's what makes them become trolls. So my goal is to take them out of the emotional zone and put them in the intelligent zone. Because the emotional zone doesn't help us learn. The intelligent zone does. The emotional zone maybe might motivate us to get going. Like when I hear Wanye, I'm motivated. When I hear Tank, I'm motivated. It's an emotional response. I get goosebumps. I'm not thinking, oh, he's doing incredible runs and that's why I love him. No. I'm not thinking, oh, he can sing a high C, that's why I love him. That stuff came later. But initially, what my initial, in the moment feeling is, whoa, Craig David, whoa, it gets to me. Whoa, that guitar, oh, I want to learn it. It's emotional, okay? But then the intelligent side had to come in so I could learn how to sing. Now, if you listen to me in my transformation, the first transformations were my emotional side, purely emotional, and purely whatever I had genetically. There was no intelligence. And my transformation over the years has come about because of my intelligence side. So that's a really long answer, but you asked an amazing question, Rashid. Thank you. The Weekend says, I was watching a Demi Lovato video and she said, when it comes to runs, once you memorize the pentatonic scale, runs come naturally. I'm not talking about singing, just runs. What do you think? That's completely wrong. Runs don't come naturally once you memorize the scale, because I memorized the major scale and the minor scale and the harmonic minor scale, and they're much harder than the pentatonic scale because they have 7 notes, not just 5. So it's not enough. It's not enough. The best way to learn runs is to learn real runs. Take a real run and memorize it and make a list of 20, 30, 100 runs. I tell you right now, make a list of 100 runs, a playlist. Work on those runs. Now, guess what? I've already made this for you. I've got a playlist on my website. If you scroll down, Learn to Runs free, Learn to do Sing Runs free course or something like that on my site. It's got 90 videos of runs that I break down super slowly, and they're in levels of beginner, intermediate, advanced, and elite, and one more level, I think. Like 5 levels. The best way to become good at runs is to learn actual runs in slow motion and gradually speed them up, and learning dozens. That's the best way to learn them. Learning a scale does not teach you how to do a run. A scale is actually a run, but all you're doing is learning that one run. If you're just doing the scale in one way, you're learning that one run. But if you're doing exercises that a teacher gives you, say they give you 10 arpeggio exercises or scale exercises, you're just learning 10 runs when you're doing that, and that's good. That helps, all right? But it's not quite like real runs that singers sing, which is what you're trying to copy. And you'll notice that there's many commonalities to runs. So it's better to learn real runs instead of just a scale or modifications to a scale. There is one modification to a scale that I do like. That's a scale, right? Now the modification to that is I like that modification. It's just like a triplet modification. It just goes up in 3, and then it goes down 1, then it goes back down. So it starts on 1, then it goes up, and then it goes back down to the 2, and then it goes down to the 3, and it keeps going up like that. So it goes all connected. All right. So I used to really like that. That was fun. So I learned to scale, the major scale, and then I learned that. All right, but that didn't help me to do the runs that I do today. All right, it did help me to copy notes, but I just practiced it and learned it, but I don't practice that every day. what I practice every day. I just learnt it, and when I learnt it, I was like, oh, I've learnt it, yay. And then at the same time I was learning it, I was also learning runs. So now today, I never practice scales or exercises because I realized that runs is what, learning the exact run that you want to learn is the key to getting better at the exact run you want to learn. So make a list of the exact runs you want to learn, and then learn that in slow motion. Okay, that's the best way to learn. What's another thing I want to say about that? Oh yeah, I also learned the minor scale. Which is like a sad sounding one. And then I learned the harmonic minor, which is oh shit, I forgot it. Oh, I forgot it, damn. See, it just shows you, like, I can do incredible runs, but I can't even remember that scale, because that scale is just like learning a one run, and it's like one run that you remember or forget. It doesn't make or break your ability to learn runs. It's not a special magic tool. I just demonstrated that by how I forgot that scale. It's not a magic tool. The best way to learn to sing well is pick the goal that you want to sing and then learn to sing that in slow motion. That's the best way. It's foolproof, you can't lose, okay? But if you're just learning a scale and an exercise, there's a risk that you might never get to your goal. It might get you part of the way to your goal, it might get you all the way to your goal. It depends on your natural ability mixed with the exercise you're doing. So that's why I like to take songs and make exercises out of songs, because it's never guessing. I'm always gonna get to my goal or closer to my goal, whatever my genetics are, okay? Fahim says, haha, I see. I think I'm gonna work on those songs, man. I'll make a video on that Tang song soon. Great, cool, man. Jean Carlos, hello Jean Carlo, new person. What techniques, vibrato, runs, falsetto, etc. of singing take longer to learn and perfect than others? Okay, great question. Vibrato takes long. Runs take long. Falsetto, it depends on what you're trying to do in falsetto. If you're just trying to sing, I love you, just 3 words like that, I love, it's more simple, right? Some people have a beautiful falsetto without that much training. Like my sister, for example, and my brother, for example. They learned it much quicker than me. Some people I teach as well, they don't have good pitch, but they have a great falsetto. But they have to learn how to sing in key. So it depends on your natural ability. But runs and vibrato, even that depends on your natural ability. Because my sister learned vibrato very quick compared to me. And compared to other people that I teach. So other people that I teach have incredible vibrato, incredible runs, incredible pitch, incredible like high range, incredible falsetto, but they can't sing vibrato. So will it take them long to learn it? Maybe not. It's hard to tell, okay? Some people have incredible genetics for runs, but I'm gonna talk about people that, let's say you're low and you don't have ability in anything when it comes to singing. I'm just gonna say you're in that low range, you're an amateur, complete beginner. The longest to learn is vibrato and runs. They take the longest to learn, okay? Why? Because they're so fast. Okay, range is not fast. Range is just going high. It might take long to build that range, but it's not a quick thing. So you could learn it quicker than you learn vibrato runs. So I would argue vibrato and runs take the longest to learn out of any of the elements, okay? And possibly range would be the next one, because you're stretching your voice, and that does take time to do because it's like a strength thing. But vibrato and runs are the fastest thing that happen when you listen to music, okay? So they're the longest thing. And pitch accuracy overall on all your lyrics would be third. That's like the third fastest thing. Hey Telegram Sam, this is a Christian servant. Whatever. Salam ya Rashid, kifak? I'm good. How are you, Habib? 2:30. I gotta go back soon, guys. Let me hit down these questions. Jim TC, I saw that Demi vid too. You can definitely see what Rashid is always talking about, because she said to listen to singers who do a lot of runs too. Ah, great. That's great. She's probably a natural that listens to a lot of great singers. Okay. Someone who walked right by him. Yeah, they walk behind me, man. They walk behind me. For him, haha, you really think so, man? I appreciate it so much. Yeah, man, I remember watching that 50 advanced runs video. 50 advanced runs you made. That run was at 10:27. I still remember it. I was in love with instantly with that. Thank you, man. It's cool. I'm glad I made those videos then. I wanted to make more, but I forgot about that playlist. I'll make some more of them. Fabrizio says, thanks, I'm gonna see it. Jim TC, it was like seeing Bigfoot behind him. Illuminati confirmed. It's funny from your perspective. All right, guys, I'll give you a bit of a view of my surroundings. As you can see, look, there's more people, there's the sky. Here's what's in front of me. There's trees, there's my building there, the building behind those trees. There's a random bike. We have bikes for hire here. There's Christians over there, like Mormons or something, I think, and they just stand there like in their ties and dresses, and they have like these booth things, and they just sort of sell. Can I zoom? I can zoom. I'll just show you. They always stand there, man. They're game. They're really trying to convert. See, that's their booths and stuff. All right. I'm just covering my phone with my bag because it's so hot, and last time it overheated. Bigfoot. There is a Bigfoot guy here. There's a cunt here, Jim. I know you love that word. He just fucking walks around, looks like Santa Claus, man. I don't get it. Like, he just sits there. I used to think he was staring at me before, but anyway, that's the guy there. It's like a fucking Santa Claus, man. I don't know. They're just like some homeless here. They just hang around all the time, but some of them are weird. Like, he just sits in a chair all the time. That's it, literally. It's weird, man. I don't know how they don't get bored. All right. For him, man, we need to video chat. Yeah, man, let's do it. I asked you that time, and then we ended up getting in a fucking argument. But I'm happy we're all cool now. But yeah, man, let's do it. Let's have a video chat. Love to. And talk about runs in range and whatnot. I need some help with saving the parts of runs in the app because I can't seem to do that. Yeah, man, let's do it. I'll teach you how to do it. All right. I follow your process. To be honest, The Weeknd says, I follow your process. To be honest, is really effective. Thank you so much for the information, but I think it's good to learn the basic intervals so when you listen to the singer, you can memorize them easily. Yeah, intervals are good, man. Practice intervals. I learned intervals in the beginning. You don't need to learn using intervals because you can use songs to do it. So you can take a phrase from a song, happy birthday, and just use that to learn intervals. So you automatically learn intervals as you're learning the song. You get what I mean? Instead of just learning intervals kind of within the context of a scale, you know, or within the context of a chromatic scale. So yeah, you can learn intervals that way too, man. You don't need to do it within the context of a scale. You can do it within the context of a song. So for example, in the context of a scale, it'll be so instead of doing that, you can do it like, but if you like that, do that. If it's fun for you, train that way. There's nothing wrong with it. It will help your ear. I do recommend just learning how to do a scale up and down and learning the intervals. I mean, that's fine, but I don't teach my students that unless they're like that kind of exercise, because I do it with the songs instead. You know what I mean? Happy birthday, happy. That's unison. Da da. Happy birthday, I don't know what that. See, I don't know what the interval's called, but I can do it. That's what e-training is. You just learn to do them by ear. You just practice like that. If you take out the words if you want, you can train that way. Happy birthday, that's an octave. So you can just train it like that in the context of a song, The Weeknd. So that's my argument when people say you need to learn this first. You don't need to learn it first. Okay, natural singers don't learn that stuff first. They just learn songs and they learn all that stuff. My brother and sister didn't learn scales, didn't learn intervals. They just learned songs, and they just pick up the intervals through songs, okay? Well, I would like to continue watching the live, but I have to work tomorrow. See you, Fabrizio. Yeah, it's late for you. Hello, Greg. Oh, I gotta go again, Greg. Fabrizio, see you, man. Ended at 23. Okay, see you, bro. Do not listen to the haters. You're the best for all. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I don't listen to the haters, and that's why I've got so much content on my channel now, because I worked hard for the last year or two, and there's so much content for you guys now. And go to my website, rnbsinginglessons.com. All the content's laid out for you. You can watch you can watch me for dozens of hours, learn so much, listen to my talks, listen to me sing, watch me practice, watch my students, watch my transformation. I'm really proud of what I've done with the website. Go check it out. I really encourage you guys. Go and binge watch me, or watch me a little bit each day, and you'll learn so much, I promise you. Greg, be a guest on Rashid's channel. Yeah, man, me and Greg did like a fucking 2.5 hour chat. Hey, Greg. It was 2.5 hours. We talked for ages, like me and you do, Jim. We talked for ages. It was really fun. It was really fun. But yeah, I didn't think about sharing the stuff that we did. I don't know if we want to, but we can talk about that later. Hey, Greg, what's good, man? Glad to see you here. Okay, Nicholas, do you know how to imitate Sam Smith? I don't know how to do his head voice thing. I can't quite do that tone. I can do it in my chest voice, but it sounds like my way. It sounds a bit different. He's a bit high. He's got that high range. He can do those B's and C's in a different way that I can. So, but I do like his belt and stuff, but I don't imitate the way he sounds. I do it in my own sound, I guess. Check out my cover and you can see, I've done a cover. Look up my covers, or just go to my videos and you can search Sam Smith, and I probably have that cover, him and John Legend, that one. I kind of cocked it in the end. I couldn't quite do the C, but I might do a practice video and show you how I sound when I do him. I know you have really high notes, but you have something not other artists have. Yeah, you're not gonna copy his exact sound because that's unique to him, but the goal is to more copy the notes that he does with the kind of volume and that kind of stuff that he does. Because you can never get the exact sound of any artist, unfortunately. Can you give me a tip? Just keep training, like, look at my practice videos where I train high notes, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I might do a video where I train on his voice so I can show you how I do it, okay? Simon says, hey Rashid, hey Simon, do you approach singing like Tristan practicing with added more edge or overdrive? I don't think about it in edge and overdrive. I never look at it that way. I just try to copy the way the artist sounds, but like as in pitch accuracy and the elements like runs, falsetto, range. I would sing everything in kind of neutral, I guess. If you're using the terminology that CVT uses, I would sing everything on neutral. That's how I understand it, because I never learnt about CVT until I learnt it from Tristan. And the way it sounds to me is that I sing everything in neutral. But I could be wrong about that. You'd have to ask him more. Him to analyze how I train and him to make a judgment, because I don't understand it as well as he understands it. Because when I train, I don't add that thinking, that level of thinking. I just kind of do it in my own neutral sound, I guess. Kind of like how I speak. I try to keep it close to that. Oh, wow, there's so many comments down behind. Thank you, guys. This is really fun when you do this, I gotta say. Really appreciate this live. It does mean a lot. I really enjoy it, guys. Jay Express says, hey Jay. Simon, what's overdrive and edge? Hey for him. Hey Greg, guys, did you get a chance to try this exercise I gave you yesterday? Overdrive has a sound that comes from the lower diaphragm and has a dull, boomy sound. Edge has a more nasal. Yeah, I've heard what they sound like. I know enough about it to know what they sound like, but I don't think about them when I practice. Okay. John Carlo. Oh, okay, very insightful, man. Thank you. Taking lessons very soon. Great. I'd love to see you soon, John Carlo. Hello, Roger. Hey, Roger. Hey, Kayla. Who are your influencers? Great. You want to see my influencers? Go to rnbsinginglessons.com. Right, go to the bottom of the menu and it says my favorite artists / mentors, and then it's got all of them there. And it's actually got a song by each of them there too, so you can hear their voices. Enjoy that, okay? Put that together for you guys, proud of that. Sean's, hey Sean's, finally I caught one of your live vids, lol. Hey, How do you make your voice louder and more powerful without straining and make your voice quality drop? Yeah, you practice within your comfortable range and you go loud in your comfortable range, and then you gradually test that to see how loud you can go and what's your highest note loud and what's your lowest note loud, and train in that zone and practice songs in that zone. So drop the key of songs so that they fit your voice where you can go loud. Loud, you know what loud is. Loud is where you're yelling, where you're filling the room with your voice, but with singing. So drop the key of a song so that it gets to that point where you can be super loud. Train in that zone, test yourself, see how high you can go before it's not loud anymore, and then that'll get stronger and that'll become higher. Hey Zabu, Super says, would you rather save 5 babies or save 5 old men? That's a fake hypothetical that I'm not gonna think about, okay? Maybe old men, because I could enjoy the old men more, because I could chat with them, hang out with them. I don't know if I could take care of the 5 babies. See, I need more than that, bro, come on. Unbox says, it's sunny there, dark here. Yeah, it's very sunny, very beautiful here. Sydney has incredible weather. That was the sun, but it told me to rotate. And finishing up here, 5 old men, they may be rich and give me their fortunes when they die later. Okay. All right, guys, thank you very much for this lovely live chat. If I haven't answered your questions or you'd like to see more of me, go to my website, rnbsinginglessons.com. It's got all my playlists organized in a really cool way. Go to every part of every single menu and click each menu, and you'll find so many different things on each menu. Something maybe you thought that you never knew of, and you can watch and learn a lot from me there, okay? What is your favorite riff, says Sean. I don't have one, man. I love so many, but if you want to see what my favorite riffs are, go to my practice videos and you can see them there, okay? Can you sing for us? All right, a little one really quickly. Let's see. Oh, do you see what I see? Shorty looking pretty right in them tight jeans. She got some things on her girl that I need. Da, 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 da. Oh, it's a song called Donkey by Amir. Look it up, Ahmir. It's an incredible song. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.